Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 24/7. My name is Niharika, and I'm with you with the area of ABFM. So I hope I'm audible as well as visible. Okay, so let's begin with this particular topic of ABFM. Again, today's class is more or less a mixture of two things, that is Module A as well as Module B. So let's hurry up and talk about the topics there. Here comes the first question. The first question says, what is CAPM? CAPM is basically a specific model that is used in terms of valuation of the equity there. Then it is basically a capital asset pricing model or capital amount printing model, capital amount pricing model, or capital asset printing model. If I talk about the CAPM, under CAPM we can find out the value of the risk adjusted rate of return. How do we find this particular rate of return? As per CAPM model, it is basically it is CPM is capital asset pricing model, and the formula is R that C under CAPM. The formula is basically whatever the risk-free rate of return is of that particular security that we're talking about. We add beta there. Beta is the sensitivity analysis, and then we take RM minus RF, that is the return of the market minus the risk free rate of return. This means this is RM, that is market rate, and then the term RF, that is risk free rate of return. This is called the risk premium. Right? So in this case, this is a CAPM model, also called capital asset pricing model. This is a question from module B. Here comes the next question. What does financial leverage measure? Basically, what's the purpose of financial leverage? Leverage is basically levering the organization. That means levering means you are providing more finances to the organization. Leveraging is basically something where you can say they are adding more and more finances to the organization, and that more finances is there to increase the EPS. So first is no change with EBIT and EPS. The sensibility of EBIT with percentage change with respect to the output. The sensitivity of EPS with respect to percentage change in the EBIT level, or the percentage variation in the level of production. What do you mean by financial leverage there? If I talk about the financial leverage, this is the method that is used to find out the how can we increase our EBIT, how can we increase our EPS overall, right? So it is related to the portion of EPS as well as EBIT, because we need to find out what is the amount that we are giving to our shareholders. This is the amount we would like to give to our shareholders. So the point here arises is EPS as well as EBIT. In this case, the sensitivity of earning per share with respect to the change in the EBIT level. Next question, debt to total asset ratio can be improved by. How can we have the debt to total asset ratio? This ratio states that this portion is debt, and then the assets are built up by adding total assets to the business. So debt to total assets of the business. Now, how can we improve this particular scenario? By borrowing more, by issuing of debentures, by issue of equity, or redemption of debt. What will be the case? Okay. Now, in this case, what will be the correct answer? In this case, if I want to improve it further, what will we do? The correct answer in this case would be debt to total asset ratio is the point now. We are trying to find the debt and divide it by total assets. In this case, the correct answer would be redemption of the debt. The point is, if the debt is basically reduced further, what will happen? Debt to total asset ratio, if we are removing some debts, in this case we will also remove the assets as well. Now we are paying it in cash, so technically we will lose cash here as well as here. In this case it would automatically improve. That is debt to total asset ratio. Next is, what does a high payout ratio indicate? The high payout ratio indicates a high earning per share. The management is not plowing back enough profits, or the management is plowing back in the profits, or the company is earning high profit. The high payout ratio indicates if the organization is paying a good amount of money to the people, that means they have multiple things. They might be earning good, number one. Then there can be a situation where the organization is having such a situation where they are giving all the money to the people there based upon dividend. So in this case, the correct answer would be the management profits. Payout means dividend. This means that the organization is paying a good dividend to the people. This simply means if they are paying good amount of money to the people, then what are they having at their end? They might be having lesser amount of money. That is why it is said that the management is not plowing back the profits. The profits that they were supposed to keep in the business, they are not using it in the business. Right? Next point, when the IRR of a project is more than a hurdle rate, the NPV would be 0, positive, negative, or uncertain. If we talk about the IRR, in terms of IRR, that is which is called the internal rate of return, is more than the hurdle rate, the NPV would be whatever the NPV, whatever the rate is specified there. IRR is more than that. Then what the point would be? It is basically positive. Basically what happens is that the lower the rate, higher is the present value. That's the rule. If your IRR is more, then your NPV would be less. The net present value would be basically, in this case, the present value of the cash flows would be little less. In terms of you, if your rate is more, then what will happen is okay, let me just give you a brief there. If we have 6% and 7%, the PV of 7% would be less, while the PV of the 6% would be more. So in this case, they are saying that when the IRR is more, the IRR is standing here, and the organization they are ready to pay at hurdle rate is basically 6%. In this case, this one would be more beneficial because they are giving more money to the business. This will be positive, not negative. It would be B. That is, it would be positive. Next point, a question from the area of management there. The stage in which manager makes sure that the past practices are still in continuation or not is unfreezing stage, moving stage, refreezing stage, or non-moving stage. Stages in which the managers make sure the past practices are still in continuation. See, whatever we decide by the end of the, this is how it's going to be. You refreeze it. First of all, unfreeze, then change, then refreeze. This is the three movement in terms of change process. So in this case, we are making sure that whatever we have taken up, we are continuing it further. We'll call it refreezing stage. Next point, the career planning and development is an example of human process intervention techno-structural intervention, strategic intervention, or HRM intervention. In terms of the career planning and development, career planning is a long term development in terms of your the working there. The organization definitely wants to grow further, and they are thinking about adding it in such a way that they are able to generate more and more funds for themselves. They are able to not only look forward towards their financial growth but also the growth in terms of their position in the organizations. Plus, career planning is a long term process, and development is learning more and more skills so that you become better in your working. It's a part of human process. See, there's not nothing called human process. It's not a techno structure process as well. Strategic would be mergers, acquisitions, and all those techniques where the organization is trying to grow further. And the last one is HRM intervention. Under this, the HR basically intervenes, and then they specify by what time these people are looking forward to, what kind of people there. The career development as well as the career planning would vary from person to person as well. So in this case, the correct answer would be HRM intervention. Next point is, what is the advantage of critical incident method? If I talk about the critical incident method, in this case it is avoids central tendency and biases, avoids central tendency, oh, does not avoid. Critical incident method, this is a method that is used in terms of controlling there. In terms of controlling, we sometimes decide that one particular method would be looking forward towards. Acha nahi. Critical incident method is a part of it's a part of controlling there. It's a part of rather leadership. In leadership, this is a particular portion where we specify one particular thing would determine whether the particular person is a hero or a villain. Now those kind of incidences would determine whether the particular person is going good in the business or going bad in the business, right? That is what we'll be looking forward to. Now we are trying to evaluate that particular person. So when we look forward towards the critical incident method, it is basically it's an ongoing evaluation. It's still going on, and we are reviewing that particular person, right? Then dash arranges the job in numerical order from highest rank to the lowest rank on the basis of duties and responsibilities. Is it ranking method, grading method, point rating method, or factor comparison method? What would be the correct answer, everyone? If putting people into different ranks, highest rank to the lowest rank, given in the question itself, if we talk about the highest and the lowest rank, in this case, the correct answer would be ranking method. Since we are putting people into a specific sequence now, it's called the ranking method. Next point, what is the meaning? What do you mean by decision in management? What is decision in terms of management? It is to formulate a proper conclusion after considerations, a decision that looks out for the alternatives, the decision that is an outcome of a group of people or an individual or all of the above. What is the meaning of decision by management? What do they do in terms of decision making? Are they formulating proper conclusion? Decision is basically looking out for different alternatives. It is not looking out for different outcomes. We are considering the various outcomes and choosing the best. Decision is the outcome of the group of people or an individual. So, in this case, the first question, the answer is A, to formulate a proper conclusion after consideration. We are trying to conclude things. We are trying to end up. For example, if I say I would like to recruit more people, so I would give a specific reasoning to it and I'll get done with it. Right? This is what the decision making means. Now, if we move on to the next area, Uh, in the upcoming class, I'll take up Module A as well as Module B's questions itself. If you're looking forward to our classes, then kindly go ahead and check out our courses. If you haven't seen our courses yet, the number one thing is you can download our app and choose it accordingly. If I talk about the application of Adda 24/7, what happens in that particular application, you will be able to review the application in the Play Store. If you're interested in buying it, then kindly go ahead and check it out in terms of the description given below. And if I talk about the application, under application you will be able to see the various notifications, especially if I talk about CIB registrations are about to start. Sometimes bankers lose out the vital information because they are not able to keep in touch with all those things, so that can be a trouble for you. Then secondly, if I talk about the topic of the classes, the PDFs, the live classes, test series, everything is there in the app itself. There is no restriction on how many times you can review it or how many times you can avoid it. All those things are there, right? So that is also a part which is something that is available in the app itself. Then we have a student community area where you can talk to people of your same preference. That will help you a lot to understand the topic and at the same time how people are preparing. It will help you to keep your connection updated. Along with this, if you're preparing, then the app will keep you updated as well, because there are quizzes and everything that is there. Free content is also available, and at the same time you don't have to come to YouTube to look out for our classes. What you can do is you can check it out on our website or in our app. In terms of our app, you will not only find the YouTube live class that is going on, but also the past YouTube classes. So that simply means the need to go to or to switch to multiple apps in order to study properly. There's no need to do that. You can check it out on our website or in our app for further details. Now that we are done with this portion, we have just come up with another batch of CIB there. So if you haven't looked forward to our batches, and this is a perfect time, because abhi currently 81% off and double validity on Mahapacks is available. This is for a limited period of time. So if you're looking forward to the particular Mahapack, then why not buy it today? Because here you have 81% of discount, right? How do we specify this particular area? Let me just go to it. Have to go to adda247.com, and when you go to this area you will find the JIB and CIB in this area. From JIB and CIB, just click on CIB 2023, right? If you click on 2023, you'll see that both the packs are opened up right now. This is basically new selection batch which would be which has just started there, right? So all the details of the classes and all is given here. The classes would start from 6 a.m. to evening 10 p.m. The batch has just started. It started from 27th of March, and then the details of all the classes are stated here. Then what you can do is, if you're looking forward to this particular batch, then kindly hurry up and check it out in for further details. If you are interested in buying it, what you need to do is you need to click on buy now, use the code buy541, and the discount that you will be getting is not 78%, it is 81%. Along with this, if you download the app and you do the quizzes and everything, you can accumulate more coins. If you collect those coins, then those coins can be used to uh, set off this particular amount as well in terms of your preparation. If you're looking forward to it, then kindly go ahead and buy the entire course. Now why to just buy one or two subjects? It is way better that you are preparing with us throughout that particular time. You have a specific timetable is already set. This is how we will be studying. So if you're looking forward to it, then kindly do not delay. Just check it out in our app for further details. So I'll be meeting you in the next class. You can use the code Y541 to get up to 81%.